Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Assalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. My dear brothers and sisters, in this video we had come to the last video of the first lesson, My Steps. So we had seen about the two sections of the first lesson and book back grammar part as well as the book back vocabulary enrichment. That is how to form the new words from simple words. It's so called compound words. So in this final video we are going to see how to make notes. Listen students, you are studying NIOS, you are not coming to the school regularly, okay, but at the same time you have to ensure your learning process should not be diminished just because you're sitting in this home and you're learning yourself. Even though you are learning yourself, your learning process has to be cope up with the regular academic schooling. Okay, you see, whenever you see the school, the teacher will give some instructions in the classroom and the students will take the notes. Do you know why they take notes? Because whatever you hear, whatever you read may forget, because that is a human nature. We all are humans, not only you. Even as a teacher, we may learn something or we may hear something, we may watch something, we may forget. But if you write it down, whatever you have learned, if you write it down, whatever you have heard, if you write it down, whatever it's watched, you won't forget. That's why it is very, very essential for the students of NIOS, especially you have to learn the note making skill. This skill only help you in NIOS academics. So, okay, fine. What is the definition of note making? Note making means, for example, I am saying something. Whatever I am saying, you should not write it down in the complete sentence. So whatever I am conveying, you have to grasp the main essence of the idea. Understand? So you should not note each and every line, each and every word. It's not word by word or line by line note writing. You have to just grasp your understanding from my lecture. Okay, what is the main essence he's talking? So in these ideas has to be presented in a very brief form, not in a detailed form. That is called as notes making, and also in a point form. So very brief presentation of the main ideas and supporting ideas of text in a point form. Okay, so on the note making, but what is the purpose of notes making? So whenever you forget something, you have to refer the notes to remain the class. Okay, so after some days you took the notes. If it's very difficult to understand your own handwriting, means there is no any purpose you take the notes. That's why you have to take the notes in a very legible way, so that be very easy to understand your handwriting. So if you don't understand the notes, if your handwriting is not very legible, then this note don't serve any purpose. Okay, so notes means you are briefly presenting the text in a point form, and these notes has to be in a legible format so that you can easily understand even after the few days or months or years. If we don't understand, there is no any purpose of taking notes. Okay, we understood the definition of notes. Then how to make the notes? First of all, the step one is very, very essential. Read the whole passage again. That is the only thing. First read the whole passage. First, if you can't read in detail, okay, that's not a problem. Just in the first time, you please kindly see the layout of the complete text. You don't need to read line by line or word by word. If you are getting too much bored, just first time, you please read the whole passage, just to get the what is central idea of this whole passage. So after reading once, you will read again and again and again and again. So when we read over and over, you will get the main ideas and supporting ideas. Okay, and you have to select the points related to the main idea. So this is how you have to make the notes. And there are some important tips in notes making. One is your understanding should be very proper. So if you misunderstood the text, okay, the whole meaning may vary. So there is no any purpose of taking notes, and must be brief. It's not very detailed. You should not write each and every word, each and line. It should be very brief. ரொம்ப சுருக்கமா இருக்கணும். And a point form. It should be in point form. It should not be in passage form. It should not be complete sentence. Okay, and always remember the ideas has to be numbered. The points has to be numbered as main points and sub points. So main idea has to be numbered as main points. Related ideas has to be numbered as sub points. And also we have to use the abbreviations and symbols wherever necessary. For example, for government we can use government. Okay, therefore you can use there like this. This is therefore. Okay, but if the abbreviation may create confusion, don't use that. So only for briefing the text only we are using the abbreviation. If it confuses you, don't use abbreviation in the notes. And always you have to ensure the points have to be arranged in a logical order. Okay, for example, you are making a story. Okay, it should follow the order, understand? And you should not write so much very complicated words and complicated phrases, because if you write those difficult words, it's not very easy to understand. And also don't write any examples and quotations. Okay, and always give the suitable title for the notes, because this title only give you the main idea. And also whenever you use the abbreviation, always give the key to abbreviation. Okay, so okay, fine, let us read this paragraph. In the 19th century, Charles Dickens, the English novelist, wrote excitedly of a stagecoach pulled along by a team of horses that could cover more than 20 miles in an hour. So you see, in the 19th century means what? In 1800s, in the period of 300 years ago, English novelist. The name was Charles Dickens. At the time, there is no any train. That's why he wrote excitedly of what coach? A stage coach, a vehicle, a pulled by team of horses. So it's basically the horse vehicle that could cover more than 20 miles in an hour. 20 miles means it's probably 30 miles in an hour. So the horse can pull the stagecoach that much fast. To us, in the 20th century, when man is able to move and communicate with such rapidity, you see, 30 miles an hour is very long, very speed at the time. But we are living in 20th century, so no, we are in 21st century. 21st century means after 2000 is 21st century. Until 2100 it is 21st century. Okay, so until 2000 it's 20th century. So in 20th century, you see the man is able to move and communicate very fastly. Rapidity means what? Very fastly. The speed of stagecoach seems no speed at all. So this stagecoach that was excited by the Charles Dickens, it was no match for this 20th century communication, 20th century vehicle, 20th century technology. You see, aeroplanes fly many hundreds of miles in an hour. So in an hour, airplane flies several thousands of miles. Express trains achieve 4 times the speed of stagecoach. And even if without moving, we can buy wireless telegraph. At the time there is any phone, it's a wireless telegraph, communicate within a seconds with people on the other side of globe. So telegraph is a technology before telephone. So the people will send a message through telegraph. Understand? So the telegraph, even without, so if you want to move, we can move within a fraction of within an hour. We can move for several thousand of miles. In trains also cover 4 times the speed of stage, and even if you don't want to move, we can communicate using the wireless telegraph. So the speed, this increased speed, they have numerous benefits. The advantages of these increased speeds are numerous. Businessman traveling, you see, the say from Europe to America or to the Far East. Far East means referring to Japan, China, can save much time for journey that would once have taken weeks, taken now by air less than 12 hours. You see, once upon a time, the businessmen want to travel from Europe to America or Europe to Far East, means China, Japan, Korea. So it may take several weeks. But by now, because of the air transport, we will take only less than 12 hours. And you see the goods, the fruits, vegetables and other goods, it will decay for long. The slow journey can be safely sent for far distance places. So you see these kind of goods can be sent to faraway places even before it gets decay. And also members of one family, so separated from each other by vast distance, can have conversation with each other by telephone as easily as if they were all sitting in the same room. So even though they were in the different country, just like in the same room, they can speak through the phone. So they can speak through the phone as if they are sitting in the same room. So this is the advantages of the increased speeds. Not all the effects of speed, however, are beneficial. So even though it's the increased speed have so many benefits, not everything is beneficial. People who are in the habit of using a motor car whenever they want to move half a mile, so people who have the habit of using a motor car whenever they want to move the half a mile become physically lazy. They don't want to walk because they become very lazy. That's why they are using the motor car and lose the power of enjoying the vigorous walk. And they don't enjoy the vigorous speed walk. And those who travel through a country at the speed of the light do not see much of the life of the country. So if you are traveling through any fast vehicle, just we are just passing through that place. We don't see the life of the country. You see, in the past days, the people used to sit and take rest and then they can go. But because of the speed, the travelers don't enjoy the life of the any country, of its people and animals and plants as they flash past. So as they are going very fast, they don't enjoy the life of the country. They became so anxious, so they became very stressed, anxious about move quickly from one place to another. So they are only concerning about moving quickly. They are now longer able to relax and enjoy leisurely journey. So they don't want to relax the journey. They don't want to enjoy the journey. That is leisure. Leisure means what? Very very comfort. Men are made restless by speedy travel. So because of the speedy travel, we became restless. The pace of their whole way of living is increased. Our way of living is the pace of the speed of the way of living is also increased. You see, in olden times, their way of life is very compared to our life, it's very slow. Compared to our life, they take the breakfast and then lunch and then dinner. You see, our way of life, after breakfast, some snacks and then some drinks and then some snacks. Our way of life is getting very much complicated because of these speeds. So this is what the passage. So you see, it is talking about what? The speed, rapid means of transport and communication in 20th century. So we have read the first paragraph. Again, you read the paragraph. You see, this is the paragraph. Okay, again underline the important ideas. So what is the important idea? In 20th century, human beings able to move and communicate very fastly, such as airplanes, express trains, wireless telegraphs. Okay, and we don't want the example of Charles Dickens and a stagecoach, because the main idea is not about the Charles Dickens or stagecoach. It is just the example. The main idea is the rapid movement of transport and communication in 20th century. So this is the first paragraph. In second paragraph, what's points? The businessman traveling from place to another can save time because journey time is less. And what second point? The goods can move to faraway places. What is third point? Even the members of family living for long distance, they can talk through telephone. The third paragraph, what the important ideas? These are important ideas. So those who are traveling in motor car, it's become very habitual. They lose the habit of walking, so they become very lazy. So people traveling at high speed, they don't enjoy the life of the countryside, and people they are very anxious to move fast. They don't enjoy the journey, and people become restless because of this speed, and the pace of the living has also very increased. Now we identify the important ideas in the passage. Now we have to write them in a sequence in the point form, and we also have to use the abbreviations and symbols because we have to be very brief and concise. So what's the title? Fast means of transport and communication. Okay, so you see communication, we are using the abbreviation. So example, aeroplane, express trains. 20th century we are using the abbreviation. Okay, so advantages of fast transport communication: saves time, transport perishable goods safety. You see, we are not writing all the examples here. We there with so many examples: fruits, vegetables, other goods. Just perishable goods. Perishable goods means the goods that is easy to decay. Ensures fast music communication. You see, the whole thing getting only, so within a word you have to, we have to take the notes within a word. You have to take the notes of the complete sentence. Understand? Disadvantages of fast transport. So that's it. Okay, very very easy. Key to abbreviation symbols. Example, so EG means what? For example, CEN means what? Century. Now here is another passage. You please try to make the notes of this passage yourself. Okay. So just trace out the main ideas, and you can use the abbreviations. So with this we can wind up the class. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will see in the next class.